Let's make a sales page. I'm going to show you exactly what I do inside of the different various AI applications that I use that makes it really easy to make a highly compelling sales page. All we're going to do is we're basically going to teach AI everything that it needs to know to make a sales page for us. So we've got to add in a few details. And we're going to be starting all of that by teaching AI what makes a high converting offer. So the things that I'm going to be adding in, you have access to at this point. It's all inside of this master doc. So first is marketing knowledge. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to download this. Now I'm going to be doing this inside of Poppy. You might be doing this inside of ChatGPT. It's more linear, but it's kind of the same idea. Let's get that out of the way. You just want to teach it what you have and what you know. So I've got my marketing knowledge. I have my, where is it? This actually shouldn't be called Frameworks for Copy. We're going to rename that Fill in the Blank Sales Scripts. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this Fill in the Blank sales script. I can just take this whole thing and export that, download it, PDF. Awesome. Now, when you were building your offer, you should have had AI create what we call a stack for you. You can see here, this is my offer stack for my product. These are upsells, not quite the same. I'm going to go ahead and download that as well. This is what's really cool. I have all the information that I need to feed AI what my product is, what I'm selling, how much the value is, and things of that nature. Now, I have my hero's journey on this website right here. This was a different website that I had already created. You would write your hero's journey and just add it as text or add it in a PDF form. And there is an example of the extended hero's journey right here that you can write out. You can even copy and paste this into AI and from there, get your hero's journey written out. So we are, by the way, 2.5 minutes in, and we're about to, you're going to see, have a sales page written for us in almost no time. So I go ahead and go in here. I'm going to upload my 3 documents that I just downloaded. Now, you can go a little deeper in this if you want. You can organize all of this into groups. I'm not too worried about that. I know that it'll still work really well without it. But I want to feed it as much information as it could possibly need about me, my testimonials, my clients, any claims that I want to make. I want it to know all of that before it even starts. What's great is if it messes up, we just change that manually, but there's a really good chance that this is going to get it done without mistakes, without too many mistakes. Okay. You can also add in a little text here of like anything that you think it should know, anything additional that you think it should know. So for me, I have my irresistible offer stack, my AI sales page creator, and my sales copywriting essentials. Now, in this case, I already had a previous chat with it, but I'm just going to go ahead and say, I need you to take the fill in the blank sales page and write a sales letter for me that is highly compelling and would make people buy my product. I included my offer stack, which you can use. And you can take elements of my story from the website attached. So again, I just want to point out, like, here's what I've given it. This is my offer stack. So this is exactly what I'm selling. We need that in our sales page because it's going to create a stack. This is the AI sales page creator, the fill in the blank sales page. And this is a lot of copywriting knowledge. This is going to have my story in it. And then this is an example of some content that I wrote about the idea of like running paid ads and building a digital product. So I just fed it all that information. Now, I don't know that it's going to give me a perfect formula right out the gate, but let's find out. It's going to take the format that I gave it. I'll help you craft a compelling sales letter, but first let me clarify a few things. What's the price point of the main offer? These are great questions. Price will be $27. Are there any specific results from students, customers? I don't want, in the beginning, you don't have this. I don't want to share customer results. I'd like to focus on my own. Main pain point you've observed in your market. Most people think that in order to create a digital product, they need to be an expert or have some crazy tech skills, and they don't. What's the primary objection people have before buying? Main objection is they don't feel qualified or ready to build a course, which we don't teach course building. Anyways, is there any time sensitivity or scarcity? Scarcity is that this bonus stack will be gone in 7 days. We have a way of removing that. Let's see what it does. Okay, so it's going to be writing a sales letter using the attention, interest, desire, action formula. And so you can see here, attention, want to create a profitable digital product in the next 24 hours, even if you have zero following, zero tech skills, and have no idea what to sell. New AI-powered product extraction system shows how I generated $6 million in sales with a simple digital product and how you can create your own in the next 60 minutes. That's beautiful. Dear future product creator, let me ask you something. Have you ever looked at successful digital product creators and thought, I could do that? Okay, so this gave me, it looks like you're using a different sales formula. I just want you to use the fill in the blank sales page structure and make me a sales page. So that's not a bad structure. It probably could come out with something great. Let's see if it goes with, here we go. Now, this is the exact structure that I fed it. And now we have something awesome kicking out. Let me know if this opening is hitting the right notes. So let's see. Yeah. So we want problem agitate. If you're like most aspiring digital entrepreneurs, you're probably sick and tired of watching others create successful digital products while you sit on the sidelines. And if nothing changes 6 months from now, you'll still be dreaming about passive income instead of generating it. That's a very good way to start the written part, because what it does is it digs that, it agitates the pain and reminds them like, hey, in 6 months, you're still going to be stuck. Don't do that. Let me show you what I mean. Right now, you're probably struggling to figure out what product you could possibly create. It's great. Every day you continue waiting to start, you're losing approximately $274 in potential passive income. That's what my average customer generates daily. Again, I would remove that because I don't have that claim, but I do like approximately $274 in potential passive income. And I would say something to the effect of, that's obviously just my rough estimate or something. And the worst part, every day that goes by, the digital product market gets more crowded while you're still trying to figure out where to start. Sure, I could change that a little bit, but I think we're on our way. Yes, this is great. Let's build an entire sales page. I want to be able to actually get this built out for myself, right? That's what I'm looking for. So let me go ahead and let that thing keep going. And then what I want to show you is I'm actually going to turn that into a full-blown sales page right here in front of you. So what I'm going to do is okay. I'm on my other screen. I'm actually making a demo page here. Continuing in next part due to length. Would you like me to continue with the remaining? Yes, please. What am I doing? There we go. So inside of our platform, Wealthery Connect, we have tons of great all-inclusive funnel templates. I just cloned one that I'm going to use, and I'm going to build all of this out. And we'll see how it goes once it's actually done loading that. What we can see here is that we've got ourselves a 13-section sales page that I can now basically go section by section and implement all of the steps that I can into this sales page quickly. And this is all proven. I want to stress, let me show you guys something. I got this by analyzing, I was in the same page, I don't know what I'm doing. I got this by going here, right? So I took all of the best sales pages written by some of the best copywriters on the planet, the ones that are getting sales almost every single day that people are promoting with ads every single day, which means they convert. I studied these and a bunch of other ones. And I then had AI create this 13-section sales page system and a fill-in-the-blank version of it. So we know this is based off of really good copywriting data. That's like the part that's most important for all of you guys to understand is like these pages aren't guesswork. That 13-section system is 14 bulletproof. Okay, so I hop into my page here. So let's go ahead and bring this in. So there's a couple different ways you can do this. You can copy and paste this into a text document, go through it and analyze each individual section, or you can just start building a page. For sake of your time, I'm only 11 minutes in. This is crazy. I basically have a sales page 11 minutes in. Proven copywriting techniques based on, all this data. This is a crazy world we're living in. So now I take the page that I want to edit, which is right here. And this is going to be my sales page. You can see it's already got all the design and everything on it. We just got to fill it in. So now I go up to section 1, header, right? So we've got, want to create 6-figure digital product without being an expert, having a following, or knowing a single line of code. Right? Boom. Done. Now I could also add this section up here. Anyone looking to build an online business. I could add my logo in here. Again, if you've already got your logo, you might as well. I have a bunch of logos in here, so let's just use this one. Boom, looks good. I could add my phone number, whatever. While also benefit line here, we're going to go back to the sales page. Let's get rid of that for a second. And I could grab this. Now, there's a bunch of different ways that you can do subheadlines. You can do you want to create a 6-figure digital product without being an expert, having a following, or knowing a single line of code, all while doing X, Y, and Z? Or new AI-powered extraction system shows 4 virtually unknown secrets. I actually like this as a headline. Oh, why'd you do that? I do like this as my headline. Don't change the color, though. We'll do that. New AI-powered extraction system shows 4 virtually unknown secrets to creating profitable digital products in just 60 minutes, even if you have no idea what to sell. All without needing a big audience, big budget, or big idea. It's a cool start. We'll work on the sales video later. I don't need that right now. And then you can see these are just placeholders. So don't look at and nor read into any of the stuff here. We don't really need that. The system that I've set up here, we're going to be going into the problem agitate system. So I just kind of want to line up exactly how I'm doing this. So you can see this is going to be the next part of the copy that I add in. So it's down here. So I want the headline instead of what is the blank, right? We're going to go with, I could change this entire thing, but I could say, what is the product extraction prompt? But I don't necessarily know if I want to do that. I'll come back to that here in a little bit. Now all I'm going to do is basically format this page. Right? So I'm going through, I'm adding the breaks everywhere. Because again, it didn't come through with any customization. Didn't have the breaks. So now we have the breaks. We're not going with testimonials. So I'm not going to use these testimonial images. We're just going to get rid of them. The good news is this is all going to stack on mobile. So, again, the images don't show next to it like it does on desktop. But again, we'll come back to all this. So now we've got this section. We go down to opportunity window. Right now, we're living in the biggest digital product opportunity window in history. Okay, so now this is the next section of text. I'm not too worried about headlines. Like, we have headlines in here. I'm really not worried about them right now. I just want to get the text on the page, and I can always come back and edit the headlines. One thing that is important is spacing. You'll notice I do a lot here to make the spacing easy on the eyes. We want gaps in the reading structure of this, right? I don't care how far it goes down the page. Would you like me to continue with the remaining sections? Okay, so I got to get rid of that. You do got to read this. This creates an unprecedented advantage for those who act now. Now, on the page, you can see this is an old way, new way graphic. So I have the Canva files that you guys can all get access to. Whoa. So that you can make your own graphics. You can see here, quit smoking fast. We can change that to be whatever we want it to be. So as we're going through, this is a new way, old way graphic. So in Canva, we have new way, old way graphics for you right here. So what you would do is you would just go in and customize this, right? Now, again, I can use Poppy to help me with this, right? So watch. I can go here. I'm going to take this. We'll export that. Where is current page? I know it doesn't have anything on it, but I'm going to use Poppy to help me make the content for it. Upload an image. Bang. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Okay, now I could add it into that same chat, or I could add it in a new one. I'm going to say I just added an old way versus new way graphic. Can you help me, based on this material, come up with a compelling old way, new way text I can fill it with? I haven't done this exact method in this system yet, so I'm interested to see what the outcome is. Here we go. Old way, spend months creating a complex course. Okay, so there we go. I don't need a number. We kind of want to make sure it's only one line of text. Spend months creating a complex course. Invest thousands in fancy equipment. Again, I don't typically want to spend a lot of time doing this because I think this is actually a waste of your guys' time, to be completely honest with you. But I do want to show you kind of how this works. You know how to take this information and like double click and fill it in. Like, you don't need me to show you this, but I'm going to do it so that you can see that it can be done quickly. I do love that it is this easy. I mean, being that I've been in the industry for 15 years, I can tell you it was never this easy before. And that was annoying because it would take a very long time to get this information out. And you would have brain fatigue. Like, do you know the level of brain fatigue you would have if you had to write every single step in this process? It's so hard. Old way. Okay, so this would be kind of how this whole thing would structure out. And then end result, nobody wants. Okay. That's a relatable end goal that a lot of people probably have. So now we go back. New way. I'm clicking. There we go. Use AI extraction system. One thing that is important is you want the new way graphic to be shorter. You can see there's less steps in the new way. That is actually on purpose because we want them to see, oh, wow, the new way is easier. Package your existing knowledge. Launch without any following. We don't have to package the existing following. That's not smart. Again, there's less steps here, so we're just going to pop these in. Use our proven sales page. The order of this isn't great because how would you use a sales page after launching without a following? Generate consistent sales. I'm having to paste it into a browser window to remove the formatting so it doesn't screw the thing up. Okay, there we go. Now, share, download, pages, current page only, transparent background, download. So now I can go here. I can take this image, upload my own. You can see I just got one in downloads right there. It's this one. Has my updated text on it. Double click it, and boom, we have ourselves a graphic, which is awesome. The canvas style itself was smaller, so that's why the picture looks smaller. It's because this one's kind of long, so like if I made it any bigger, it would, obviously not be all the way on the page. So that's just to show you guys why we did that. You can make them wider, a little bit shorter and wider, which would give you more ability to have the text be a little bit larger. So if I did this, and again, you can actually make that one a lot bigger. You want it to show, and then I could just make the text larger. So that's kind of your choice, and we keep going. So now I've got I gotta go back. This is where I screwed myself here because now I gotta find my spot. Opportunity window, I just finished. Story credibility. You'll see story credibility. Come on, get rid of these testimonials. We don't need them. And so what I would do is I would now add my story, and I'm going to add the story in right here. Okay, so we'll go here. Like this. And again, my main job here is to fill in the blanks, make sure there's a decent amount of space in here so that it's easily legible. And I am building myself a sales page. I'm doing something called a hard return when I do this, by the way. I'm holding shift and hitting enter, and that puts it on the very next line where if you hit enter, it actually skips a line. Just little things like that you should know. And so now I'm actually building out my page. And what's funny is after about an hour of doing this, you end up getting a fully built sales page. Now again, like here, I don't have these, so I'm just going to delete them. And you'll go through and you'll add your text, and you just keep things moving. I want to show you real quick. I'm going to go ahead and save this one because we could come back to it. Like even this image, we have images for it inside of here. So you can see like right here, we have images that you guys can use and just customize whatever you want. So, building your actual sales page isn't going to take that long, but I do want to show you, because we have it, what you end up getting at the end of the day. And you can kind of see this because you've all come through it. That's why you're seeing this video. You came through a page just like that. A system that is exactly like what I just showed you. Now, it's very similar in copy, a little bit different, but I had my designer obviously go through this and like make some really cool custom stuff. You don't necessarily need to do that. I just was willing to spend the money. And if you're in Syndicate, my team can do custom stuff like this as well. But same exact idea. We're starting kind of like making them understand that we're going to kind of push them a little bit on their pain. Then we go with the good news, the opportunity section, right? Which is the exact same that I just had here. So like, again, we go opportunity window, and then I bet you right after the opportunity window, we go into story credibility. Opportunity window, and then this is future pacing. This is our old way, new way graphic. So again, I just took the exact same principle of the old way, new way, and turned it into text. And then we get into my story. Right? So it's the same exact idea. Mine's a little bit longer, but same sections. Full breakdown, exactly like it was broken down prior. And in fact, this sales page was written by AI. Pretty cool. And then again, I had a graphic designer do my images. I don't like spending time on it. It's not worth it to me. Maybe it's worth it to you. But then we've got our testimonial wall, which is actually pretty awesome. Some images of our upcoming awards that we're going to be releasing for paid creators and Wealthery, what you get. And so I just kind of tricked out the stack a little bit. It's nothing that insane, but it's exactly the same layout, just spiced up versus what you guys have in our basic templates. When you're starting out, you don't need it spiced up. When you're starting out, you just need it done. And so in light of that, in very little time at all, I would be able to have, and you guys can kind of see here some of what the end result of what we have so far, 26 minutes in, you can see I've got myself a page. Now, I can go in again to Canva. Let's say I want to upload, I want a really cool product shot, and maybe this one really fits what I want. I would just go in here and I would edit it, right? So you just double click on the text that you want to have it be, and you change it. You could change that right here. Look, I could go there. I could go to my uploads. I'm going to look for a logo. And I've got my Well3 logo right there. We're going to smack that right in the middle of that square. I like that it's a rounded square, so let's just make sure our rounded icon. Bang. Right away, we've got ourselves a nice logo. Call this the extraction prompt. Right? And we're going to move. Nope, I just want to move that one thing down. Hold on. We'll move this. Why does it do that? I think there's a layering issue that I have on this where it's all a piece of one. I need it to unlayer, which again, I'm not a Canvas specialist. So instead, I'm just going to go like that. And actually, I could just have this say, ready? Paid creators. And then I would call this extraction prompt. There we go. Bang. Now I would change this stuff up here. If I wanted to change this, I could, instead of having it be that layer, I could easily have that be my paid creators logo. Let's see if it's in here somewhere. Right there. Right. So delete one of them. Double click on it. Now I can zoom it over here. Boom. Got my logo only. Right. So in this case, this is a blue one. It doesn't make sense with that blue header. So maybe I could change the blue to white. Now, again, I'm getting into a little bit more detail, but again, you can see how now I would be able to have my logo. Play around with this stuff. That's what it's for. That's why we want you guys to have all of this so that you can make fully custom graphics all the way through. So every single one of the graphics that you'll see on any of our templates, there is a Canva file that you can go through and edit. And goal number one for you is just to get your page up. So you saw my page. One of the first things that I did when I got this page up was I went through and I actually read the entire thing to myself. And I said, okay, putting myself in my customer's shoes, would they like this? Would they enjoy this? And yeah, I thought that it was actually pretty good. And then, so I just kept going through and I said, okay, yeah, this will, hopefully make people buy, but you don't know. Even with all the best sales psychology, even with all the best intention, you just don't know. So you got to test it. You got to figure it out. Does it work? I then did a sales video, and I wanted to talk a little bit about the sales video here as well. I did a sales video. I kind of did it on my own. I played around a little bit with the idea of hooks. I think hooks are the most important part. So what are you going to do in your sales video that's going to hook people into listening? There's a bunch of different methodologies in creating video sales letters. And I think I created a video sales letter. I had one, and I don't know what I did with it, but I thought I did a video sales letter board where essentially for a video sales letter, because there's so many different ways you can do it, I think that's right. Is that it? Yeah, I think it's right here. I was able to upload a bunch of different stuff. So you teach it your product, you teach it your copy, you upload the copy that you just had made, and you give it as much information as you can. And then you go to YouTube and you find like 10 videos that describe how to make good YouTube videos or how to make good VSLs, right? So how to make a VSL, right? So you find videos on YouTube, the best video sales letter formula with a real example. I don't know if he's any good, but we're going to find out. Delete that one, go over here, YouTube, bang. Now, again, you can't really do it just this same way in ChatGPT, but you can do it in a similar format. And so we've got this guy here, line by line, how to hook people. Great. And now I could have it come up and say, all right, so you're some of the best copy advice in the world, and you know how to make good VSLs. Can you give me an outline for a great VSL that sells my product? And it will give you that. What I have found with ChatGPT, with Claude, with any AI, is my goal is to have it give me hooks that I can use. So in this case, I wanted a hook. I was trying to think of it like like a mainstream advertisement. How can I showcase my product in a way while also doing a sales video? But it's a digital product, so how can I do that? So in my sales video, as you can see in this screen, I actually just recorded myself using it and then leveraged that in my actual sales material. So it's like I start the video, I'm going to build a digital product right here in this video, and I'm going to show you the outcome at the end. What that does is it hooks people immediately into thinking, okay, so what's the end? I want to see the end result. I think hooks are probably the most important part of any sort of video-based content sales machine that there is. I really genuinely believe that. With a really good hook, you will get people to watch your short-form content, long-form content, television series, YouTube channel, whatever it is. And so making sure that we come up with really good hooks, compelling hooks, that's going to be the start of it. So when you're thinking about your sales video, think about what can I do to get people to get hooked till they want to see the end, almost like a challenge, right? Almost like what Mr. Beast does, right? So we've studied a lot of Mr. Beast stuff. And one of the things that he does, it's absolutely phenomenal, is he'll do these videos and it's like, I put 100 people in a grass circle and told them the last person to stay wins $500,000, right? You want to see who stays until the end. I just told somebody who's doing a sourdough product, I said, what you should do is start the video by saying, all right, guys, it's Monday, 8 a.m., and we're going to start from scratch making our own starter. And I'm going to take you through day by day exactly what happens. And I'm going to show you the outcome of the easiest, best, softest, most flavor-rich sourdough bread that I have ever made. And no, I'm not a chef. I am just an average person helping you make better sourdough bread. And I'm going to tell you why. So every day that you do a step could be a section of your sales page, or a section of your sales video, so that they want to see the end. Because everybody immediately goes, okay, I want to see what they come up with. What's so special about this bread? That is a phenomenal hook that actually, what I call, leads to the end, right? So a really good hook makes people immediately think about, where's this going? Where's the end, right? And so that's how we want to build our products out. It's like, what can I do to keep them engaged and on this page? So that's going to be a big core of your sales video. Let's just see. Can you help me come up with an outline for a VSL that has a super engaging hook? Remember, the hook is the single biggest factor and should make people watch until the end to see the result. Let's start by testing out hook ideas. The very first thing I wanted to do is give me some hooks. Let's see what it does based on all the research that I fed it right here and everything else. Live experiment hook. What you're about to witness has never been recorded before. In the next 15 minutes, I'm going to attempt something that most experts claim is impossible. I'm going to create a digital product from scratch in a niche that I know nothing about and making the first sale before this video ends. If that's possible, that would be a really good one. I don't think that's technically possible in most cases. If I fail, well, I just wasted thousands of dollars on this production and will look pretty foolish. Let's start a timer. That would work. And it doesn't have to be 15 minutes, right? I could say, what you're about to witness has never been recorded before in this video, so you don't have to give it a time limit. It's going to be more powerful with a time limit. I'm going to attempt something that most experts claim is impossible. I'm going to create a digital product from scratch in a niche that I know nothing about, and I'm going to make my first sale to it all before you leave this video. If I succeed, it changes everything about how we think about online business. If I fail, well, I look pretty stupid. That's a pretty good one. Dramatic contrast hook. This folder contains 2 digital products. Hold up 2 identical folders. They look identical. They cover the same topic. They're even priced exactly the same. But one generated $7 in total sales, and the other generated $100,000 in its first month. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what made the difference, and it's not what most people think. Let me show you. It's a good idea. It's a good hook. Behind the scenes revelation hook. What I'm about to show you was never meant to be seen by the public. Show blurred screen with internal use only watermark. See, these are things that you guys can do to make your sales videos snappy. And what's cool is you can do this as a voiceover. So again, I would like to see scripts I could use that would be voiceover recorded by me, and then the videos themselves would just be B-roll. I'm telling a story without using my face. I haven't even gone through all of this. I think they're great. Documentary style hook is one of my favorite. Take one, digital extraction method demonstration. Are we rolling? Good. Today we're documenting something that has never been captured on video before. I'm going to show you the exact process allowing everyday people to create digital products that sell while they sleep. This isn't rehearsed. This isn't scripted. And what happens next might change everything you thought you knew about making money online. To add to the challenge of that, I would say, or it's going to prove that you were right and making money online is impossible. Let's see. That would be a good hook because people are going to go, okay, I want to see. Am I right? People love being right. The narcissism in them. Real-time creation hook. 3, 2, 1, go. What you're watching is Alex creating a digital. This is actually the exact hook I used. What you're watching is me creating a digital product about something I have zero experience in. And you go from there. It's pretty cool. Okay, so let's try the B-roll direction. 3, 2, 1, begin. What you're witnessing is something most experts claim is impossible. A complete beginner creating a digital product from scratch in a niche they know nothing about. So I wouldn't use this one because I don't have that B-roll. Okay, it's not bad. Digital Gold Rush. These two folders contain digital products that look almost identical. They cover the same topic. They're even priced exactly the same. But one generated just $7 in sales, while the other generated $100,000 in its first month alone. The difference isn't what most people think. So you could read this, record it as I'm recording right now. I use Descript for all of this, so I just hit the record button. It records my microphone. I could do a camera if I wanted to. But the problem that I have with sales pages, sales videos, is I can never read from a script. I don't have a teleprompter on this camera. So the last thing I want to do is have to look up and down, because that's pretty obvious. And if I'm reading over here, you can tell right now by looking at my face, I'm clearly not talking from the heart, right? It's not better design. It's not more content. It's not a lower price. Like that you could tell because I'm not looking at the camera. I've tried putting the text right underneath the camera, and even looking here, it's still kind of obvious that I'm not looking here. You don't need a fancy camera for any of this. You can do this with an iPhone. But what I also like is this is like a $150 microphone, I think. Plugs into a USB-C. It's great. Great quality audio, obviously. I love the idea of getting a written script that I could use in Descript. I record my voice, and then in Descript, I can actually go to the stock tab. And in the stock tab, I can upload stock footage for the entire video. I can do GIFs, I can do videos, I can do images, I can do all kinds of fun stuff. And if there is anything personal that I wanted to add into it, I could add my own B-roll, right? So I just have videos from my phone that I could add in that share my story or my journey. So this is how I would go about starting my video. Now, what is also great is ChatGPT has a Descript AI video maker, and you can see right here. So I'd like to come up with a script. Now, again, I don't love the idea of going in here and having it make a script because it doesn't know anything about my product. It doesn't have any information. It's nothing. Let's try one script that I could pump into an AI video platform. I just need the script with no B-roll narrative. I'd like the script to follow the problem, agitate, solution copywriting method and should be around 4 to 8 minutes long. Okay, let's see what it gives me. I'm going to pump this script into ChatGPT, and we're going to talk about how I can use it to create a video. Now, the downside is I can't create the video on this because I'm recording in Descript, and if I actually go through with creating the actual video, Descript will crash on me, and I'll lose this video, and I don't want that to happen. So you can see in here, it's giving me a script, which is great. Let's see. Are you tired of watching others build successful online businesses while you're still stuck at the starting line? If you've ever thought about creating a digital product but felt overwhelmed by the process, you're not alone. Okay, this is great, but I need an intro hook that captures their attention until the end. Almost challenge feeling, where they are going to witness something happen by the end of the video. In my case, what I could do is I could do a completely B-roll video, but a recording of me working, and I could start the video and say, what you're watching right now is me, blah, 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 blah. Throughout the course of this video, I am going to be sitting there working while explaining to you what I'm actually doing. And I wouldn't have to be on camera for the voiceover part. That part could still be scripted. What you're about to witness has never been done before on camera. In the next 7 minutes, I'm going to prove that anyone, yes, even you, can create a profitable digital product from scratch. I've set up a challenge. By the end of this video, you'll see a complete stranger with zero experience create a digital product that people will actually pay for. Now, you want to take this to the next level? Go onto the street, get a cardboard sign, record yourself doing this. That'll go viral. If I succeed, it changes everything you thought you knew about building an online business. If I fail, I'll donate $10,000 to charity and publicly admit I was wrong. The timer has already started. Let's see what happens. And then it dives into, are you tired of watching other people build successful online businesses while you're still stuck at the starting line? If you've ever thought about creating a digital product but felt overwhelmed by the process, you're not alone. Most people believe they need to be recognized experts, have some technical skills, or spend months creating comprehensive courses to succeed online. But what if everything you've been told about building a digital business is just wrong? Here we go. Agitate, solution. Let's see. Offer. Now I've taken everything I've learned from creating multiple successful digital products and packaged it into a complete system. Introducing the digital extraction system. Okay. Hook resolution. And remember that challenge I mentioned at the beginning? Let's check in on our participant. So I would say, and remember how I told you I was going to be building a product throughout this entire thing? Well, let's check in on my results. In just that time that you've been watching this video, I've created blah, 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 no experience, no special skills. I decided to dive into this niche. This is what I ended up coming up with. As you can see, only 7 minutes in, and I have the outline of a digital product that people would buy. And I know I can do that. In 7 minutes, I could absolutely have an outline for a digital product. And I would just tell people, like, now I'm going to spend the next 35 to 40 minutes turning that outline into an actual full-fledged product that is backed by science, backed by studies, that I know I could sell to thousands of people because this market is XYZ big. If you want to see that entire process, that's what you get inside of our Extraction Prompt membership. So you can see I get to hold a little bit back from them until they actually join. And that would be a good sales video and a good sales hook. So now I can take this. I'm just going to show you how we do this. Take this, pop this into ChatGPT in the AI video maker for Descript. Can you turn this script into a video? It's then going to ask me what style of video I want. Am I happy with the script? So on and so forth. So you can see I can choose whatever one I want. When I choose one, it's going to say, okay, great, we're going to make your video. Click here to open Descript and you can see it. If I do that step, it's going to crash this recording, so I can't do it. But I know that it'd be able to give me a sales video, which I think is really absolutely astounding. And with 14 minutes to go today, I'm going to challenge you guys to take the rest of this hour that you had planned on being with me for this 5-day challenge. Go start your sales video, your sales page. Again, this can all be completely faceless in a niche that you are not an expert in and don't have to prove that you are. My sales letter had no testimonials in it, no brand endorsements, nothing. And you guys see that it got here. And in fact, this sales page, which most of you would have had to have gotten into to get here or gone through to get here, the only testimonials are actually from other products that I've done in the past, which is something that obviously I'm going to leverage because I have that. But you don't need it. In the original page design, there's testimonials here, there's testimonials here. I just have proof, my proof that it works, and that actually helps make it more legal as well via the FTC's terms. I'm just showing my results, and that's always good. So that's it, man. You've got a lot of time here. You can see that I was able to go through and pretty much build an entire sales page thanks to this template and a sales video as well, thanks to AI. I would have that video pretty much done, and I could start pumping some sales to this pretty soon. But that completes day 2. Now you would have a digital product and you would have a sales page ready to sell that product. Obviously, we've got some things to do to pull this together. How do we make it so that when somebody buys from our sales page, how do we put the actual like product order form on the page? Because yes, it's there. Like if I go to the edit, you'll see it. It's here. But how do I make sure that it's grabbing the right product and selling the right thing? You can see this is only a 1-step order form. When you click on this, it opens up the pop-up. We don't want that. We're going to do a completely different side there. So now we're going to be customizing some of that stuff with the remainder of the days that you guys are here. But my goal is to hopefully be able to get it to where day 4 of this, you should be starting to run ads. And I know it's going to be fast for a lot of you, but the reason that I want that to happen, and I want it to happen that quickly, is because you need data. This sales page, the exact way that it works right now, could convert. I doubt that it would. But when I'm testing this page, for instance, I need to get data on this immediately. I'm going to find out if I get 1,000 people to visit this page, does this video convert? Do they opt in but not buy? Are they clicking on my ads? Like, I need data to be able to build a business. I urge you guys to understand this. Everything that we're doing right now is a video game. It is a video game, okay? Video games can be beat. But not every single video game is beat on your first try, your first run through of the video game. What's great is with digital businesses, we get these unlimited lives. This is a concept that I love. We get unlimited lives in digital business. If you're building a physical business, you only get one. You get one life because it costs way too much money to sign a 5-year lease, build a bunch of inventory, restructure the store, do all of this, right? Online, all we have to do is just build this out. But now we need data. So we can spend $100, $200, $300 getting data over to this page and find out, does it convert? Does it work? Is anybody interested in this? And what's crazy is if you send 1,000 clicks to your offer and nobody buys, it's not because the product sucks. It's because your offer, it probably isn't formatted correctly. It should be based on the data that we have. But you can post that in our community and you can find out, hey, am I just missing something? So the goal for you should be as quickly as possible. I want to get data coming in so that I can beat this video game. If you think about it like a game, you go through level 1, you die halfway through, but now you know that monster's there, so you know you have to jump up on this other ledge and then jump over him instead of trying to kill him. So now the second time you go through, it breezes through that step. That is exactly how online business works. You have to die at every level multiple times to be able to figure out, how do I actually get past this level? And I love the movie Day After Tomorrow. It's a Tom Cruise movie where something happens and he actually starts reliving the exact same day every single day. So as soon as he dies in that day, it starts over and he starts the day again from the same spot. And every day he gets farther and farther and farther in his journey. And that is what it feels like to be an entrepreneur. We're playing that Day After Tomorrow game. And right now what you want to do is you want to figure out, how quickly can I get to that point where I know we're going to struggle? And you notice that in Day After Tomorrow movie. Tom Cruise eventually, when he starts getting really far into the day, the beginning of the day is very boring to him because he's done that day like 1,000 times. That's how it's going to feel here. Okay, I've gone over this. I've looked at this stuff. I've filmed this video. I've done that thing. But that's where we end up making the small tweaks that end up making us a lot of money. So we want to be able to beat the game, but that means that we need to play level 1 as fast as possible. Too many of you are reading about the game and you're like, well, level 7 seems to be pretty hard, so I don't want to start until I understand how people beat level 7. Meanwhile, all the rest of us are just playing level 1 and going to figure it out. Then we get to level 2. Then we get to level 3. Now we can get to level 4. You still haven't started level 1. You got to get in the game. And that's what we're teaching you guys to do. So get in the game. I'll see you guys tomorrow.